Rosé and meanings. Can you play it, DJ?
Char pours the wine with a wicked grin. Nell shuffles the cards where the tales begin. Lauren lights a candle, the shadows play. Whispers of ghosts keep the night at bay. Rosé and readings under the moonlight. Tarot and laughter in the witching night. Spooky but sassy, the vibe's just right. Charmel and Lauren make the dark so bright.
Rosé and readings in a meeting.
Hey, Shadow People. Welcome back to Paranormal Playback's monthly bonus banter for a very special Rosé and Readings. I'm Mel, your resident skeptic.
And I'm Laura, the believer.
And I'm Charlie, your level-headed narrator who believes but lives somewhere in the middle.
That's right. And as a reminder, Rosé and Readings is our monthly special where the spirits are poured and the stories get personal. From listener-submitted stories we call Tales from the Shadows, to tarot pulls, ghostly guests, and possibly some poorly done ghost investigating. This is where we put the recaps aside and invite you into the seance circle. Every month, our ghostly mascot, PlancheTina, selects a featured wine bottle for us to sip and lightly judge throughout the show. So tonight, the trio is back, and we've traded our cozy home studios for the Blue Ridge Mountains. And tonight, it's Appalachia, baby.
We are literally surrounded by misty mountains, winding back roads, and let's be real, probably at least 3 ghosts watching us sip wine right now.
Speaking of wine, tonight's bottle is
La vie,
La vie.
la vie,
La
Femme.
Vieille Ferme
femme, femme.
Like farm.
Femme. It's une bouteille pour la vie ferme. A bottle of
Cliché
Yeah.
avec moi ce soir.
Okay. It is the chicken one. And honestly, nothing screams Appalachia hauntings like drinking rosé with a chicken staring into your soul.
That chicken is harbinger. What
Is
that?
a harbinger.
What is
Read
that?
the whole fucking
No, but what
sentence,
it- what-
Lauren.
What
A
is a
harbinger of evil.
Oh,
If you would just read the rest, it gives another
I don't even know what the word is though.
harbinger. That's like the person who brings upon the
Remember when we were
apocalypse.
talking about like who reads and who doesn't, and Lauren said doesn't have big words when I was talking about Capote books? That's a word that would be too big.
Harbinger?
Yeah, harbinger.
Harbinger of death.
No, it's not a commonly used word.
Well, not common. It's not like potato, you know.
Okay,
but-
what's a synonym? What's a synonym that Lauren would read?
Okay, a poultry poltergeist, if you will.
You would just read the fucking script.
That chicken is a harbinger, a poultry poltergeist, if you will.
We'll be reading through the Bell Witch legend, a Cherokee tale called Spearfinger, and the local Tilley Bend Church story right here in Blue Ridge.
We actually went there earlier with our ghost hunting gear. It was spooky as hell. And we're
like natty as hell.
There were a lot of gnats.
yeah,
So many gnats.
that got in our orifices.
Mm.
And we're still debating if we're brave enough to go back tonight. Stay tuned.
Plus, we've got 2 listener submitted ghost stories, 2 tales from the shadows, and Lauren's always chaotic reading the tea update. And finally, PlancheTina's official review of this chicken rose.
And later, I'm going to tell you about my trip to the Winchester Mystery House, as well as a fun ghost crossover involving Charlie Sheen.
So grab a glass, shadow people. Whether you're in the mountains or just in your living room, it's time to sip, scream, and summon.
Cheers!
Chin chin.
We're a little too far away to cheers, but Lauren, Charlie,
Yeah.
clinkety clink clink,
Clink.
clink.
It's a very hollow clink. So, I know I haven't been around for a few weeks, and Mel and Lauren have taken over and done a very good job of recording by themselves. If you're watching on YouTube or wherever we have our videos, it's because I
Yay!
I spoke a little bit about the fact that I was doing IVF before, and I am 4 months right now, which is exciting, but I've had a very rough first trimester. And so Mel and Lauren have been great taking over, and I'm starting to feel better. So I am slowly getting myself back into the groove of things. So hope you guys have been enjoying without me.
Well, never without you, but we've been getting by.
Yeah.
We're excited to have another tiny shadow person.
Yes.
Running
Very,
around.
very exciting.
With that, we'll go into PlancheTina's pour for the evening, the bottle. So it's the time where the spirit picks the spirits. And this time, Tina swooped down on a bottle that's equal parts farmhouse charm and phantom chic. La Vieille Ferme Rosé. Rosé. Might look rustic with that little chicken strutting across the label. Don't be fooled. This wine clucks with secrets from the beyond. So for this month's pour, it is from the vineyards of France, straight to our seance table. This salmon pink rosé is fresh, fruity, and just mischievous enough to keep you guessing. So Tina says it pairs well with haunted picnics on church lawns, fried chicken that may or may not crow at you after midnight, and telling local legends by flashlight while something rustles in the woods.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So we're going to get into our lore.
Lore by lore.
Lore with
But this-
lore. Not
lore
by
with-
lore. That's
yeah.
a different game.
All right. So in the Smoky Mountains, the Cherokee people told of a witch named Spearfinger. Her Cherokee name.
I don't know how to say
it.
So,
I think it's like Atlanta, but with a U.
Okay.
Lunta.
Her Cherokee name,
Lunta.
Lunta, meant the one with the sharp finger. She was said to be a terrifying figure, tall, cloaked in rock-hard skin that clattered like stone when she moved. Her footsteps rumbled like distant thunder, and at the end of her right hand, she carried a weapon, a single razor-sharp finger, hard as obsidian, shaped into a spear.
Just like you.
It is
It's
like
Charlie.
me.
Charlie
It
is the Spearfinger lady.
I could totally spear a piece of cheese with these nails, okay?
Yeah. You could?
Olive.
An olive, yeah.
Olive, yeah.
That finger was her tool for murder. And her hunger? More horrifying than her appearance, Spearfinger craved only one thing: the livers of human beings. But she was no mindless monster. She was cunning. She could shapeshift into familiar faces, an old grandmother, a trusted aunt, even a playmate for a child. And when her victims let her close, she struck, piercing their skin, leaving no wound behind, only sickness, as she feasted on their livers unseen. Families told their children never to wander alone. A friendly face in the forest might not be what it seemed. Which almost sounds like a SW,
What's an SW?
Finn
You're not
talker.
supposed to say it.
Yes. Yes. Well, so this actually reminds me of the Deer Lady, which is another. Yes, but that's not Appalachia.
Are you talking about the
Actually, on that
Wendigo?
show, Reservation Dogs, they talk about the Deer Lady.
Oh.
I love that show.
So families told their children never to wander alone. A friendly face in the forest might not be what it seemed. The Cherokee people, desperate, devised a plan. They dug a deep pit, covered it with brush, and built smoke fires to lure her in. Spearfinger came, drawn by the smoke, concealing her deadly hand inside her cloak. The people attacked, but their arrows and spears bounced uselessly off of her stone skin. But then they noticed something. Her only vulnerable spot was the palm of her right hand. When she reached out to strike, they fired into her open palm. At last, Spearfinger let out a scream that echoed through the mountains before collapsing into the pit. Though her body was destroyed, her legend never died. The Cherokee still tell her story, a warning that evil often wears a trusted face, and that even in the safety of a family, a predator may lurk.
That's so creepy.
Well,
Yeah.
because she would pretend to be
A
family members.
grandmother or
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
trusted aunt.
Is that what a NS? Do I have to say SW?
No, but they
Well,
sometimes
just
can
call
take
it
the form
a
of
shapeshifter instead.
yeah,
A shapeshifter.
Yeah.
Okay.
because they can take forms of humans.
If you want to know what we're talking about, just Google the Native American version of a shapeshifter and you'll learn what that is. You're
Yeah,
not like there's like lore that you're not supposed to say their names out loud because
where
you're
they'll show up.
yeah, you'll be calling it to yourself. If you want to say it, go ahead.
Normally I would, but we're in like a spooky forest.
Yeah,
I wonder, can you people hear the crickets?
There's no way they can't hear the crickets.
yeah.
It's very peaceful,
It is. It is very nice.
but also creepy.
yes.
We have Nash here to protect us.
Wait, where is he? He's like, I can't get to you guys. There are too many wires.
It's underneath something.
Yes.
So I'm going to be reading the Bell Witch story, which I'm excited about because
It's the Tennessee Bell Witch too, by the way.
when I was a kid, I loved scary movies. Like I
Mhm.
always loved them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was probably about 20 years old and I watched I think it's called An American Haunting. I think that's the name of the movie, but it's about the Bell Witch. And ever since I had watched that movie until like it took me like a good 10 years to be comfortable watching scary movies again.
Mm.
Because that specific movie, the story of the Bell Witch freaked me out. Because there was like,
Yeah.
a whole thing in it about how the idea that the devil could read your thoughts and manipulate you because it not only does God know what you're thinking, but the devil knows what you're thinking. And that freaked me the fuck out. So
Yeah, because this was younger too.
Yeah.
Right? When you
I think I was younger than 20. Okay. So, this is the Tennessee Bell Witch. The Bell Witch haunting is one of America's most famous ghost stories and one of its darkest. It began in 1817 in Adams, Tennessee, when farmer John Bell and his family began to notice strange things. At first, it was small, scratching sounds on the walls, knocking at the doors, a dog like creature prowling the fields. That's terrifying.
Dog-like?
Dog like.
Like wolf?
like crawling on all fours, but like
Ooh.
human.
No, thank you.
And strange birds in the trees, which I don't really know what that one means. Just how are they strange?
Yeah.
Do they look different than regular birds? I'd love to know more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the disturbances grew violent. Beds shook in the night, blankets were ripped away, objects moved on their own, and the youngest daughter, Betsy Bell.
Betsy Bell?
Betsy
Oh
Bell.
my goodness, it's Betsy Bell. Butter my biscuit is Betsy Bell.
Well, come over here, Betsy Bell.
Come on over here, Betsy
Let me take a
Bell.
look at you. Okay. And the youngest daughter, Betsy Bell, became the spirit's favorite target. She was slapped, pinched, scratched, even left with welts on her face and body. Oh no, Betsy Bell.
No, Betsy Bell.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Heavens to Betsy.
Hell's bells.
Hell's Bell.
And this was no silent haunting. The entity spoke, at first in whispers, then in a voice strong enough to hold conversations. It argued religion. It sang hymns. It recited sermons from churches miles apart, word for word, even ones delivered at the same time.
But I thought like demons and stuff couldn't speak the word of God and stuff like that.
Well, but that's an argument. So remember we talked about like, speaking in tongues and how in scary movies they show us like somebody's possessed. Do you hear something?
Do you not?
Guys, we're getting freaked out. We hear things in the woods. But yeah, so like in scary movies, they'll show people who are possessed speaking in tongues. And then, yeah, they'll show in The Exorcist that the possessed little girl, whatever the hell her name is, she repeats scripture.
Oh yeah, she does.
Yeah. So, but in this is what I'm talking about. In the movie, this stuff freaked me out. Because I was like, oh my God, how am I going to know what's real and what's not real if the devil can like know my thoughts and manipulate what I think and also sound like God? Like that, all of that freaked me out really bad. So it argued religion, sang hymns, blah, blah, blah. The family began to call the spirit Kate.
Kate?
It's like calling it Karen.
Like kiss me, Kate?
I guess. Kate's a very strange name for a spirit, but
Yeah.
okay.
Not even Catherine, Kate.
Yeah. And Kate made no secret of her hatred for John Bell. She swore she would kill him. John fell into illness, suffering convulsions and weakness. In 1820, he died after being given a a vial
Mm.
of strange liquid found in the house. Kate claimed she had poisoned him. And when the family gathered for his funeral, the voice of the Bell Witch rang out, mocking the dead man, singing drinking songs at his grave. So I guess Kate is supposedly possessing Betsy. So this is really Betsy doing all of this.
That sounds more. I'm like, how?
I was like, how is the demon doing this? But I was like, oh, right. She's supposed to be. Because it said, yeah, that things were happening to the youngest daughter, Betsy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that she was possessed, but that has to be what's going on here.
Yeah. Oh, I thought, why is she a witch, though?
Yeah. How did they determine that?
I know I don't have that in the write-up. I'm just asking you a question.
Well, I know in the movie there is an actual woman who lives like down the road from them that they think is the Bell Witch, and they think she's possessing the daughter.
Wait,
from
that's not the
afar.
movie The Witch, is it?
No, it's not called The Witch.
Okay.
That's what I was
like,
thinking, too.
Basically fucking Welsh.
Yeah.
No,
speaking, it was so hard to understand.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's pause for 1 second. Let me just pull it up because
Thomason.
The Witch in the movie, it turns out that the father was actually raping the daughter. Okay, yeah, An American Haunting. That's the name of the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, based on true events that took place in Tennessee during the 1800s. It's about the Bell Witch. It's a good one. So let's see what this says. So after he died, he was mocked. The haunting didn't stop. Neighbors, ministers, and even curious travelers came to witness it. Legend says that Andrew Jackson himself visited and left shaken, declaring, "I'd rather face the British than the Bell Witch." The activity finally faded in 1821.
I'm sure that meant a lot more back then.
Oh, I'm sure.
No offense to our UK comrades.
Andrew
but
Jackson, that was during. Was that?
he was president.
Yeah, no, I know. But I'm like, that's not the Revolutionary War. 1800s. That's
Mm-mm.
long after.
No, that's before Lincoln.
No, wait. 1776 is when we became a country.
Mm-hmm.
So 1800s, that's appropriate.
Yeah.
It would be like
He
us
was like
making a Hitler reference.
Third president, I think.
It would be like us.
No, that.
Okay, I'm not saying the British are Hitler. I'm just saying like.
No, I mean
I'm sorry, but I'm saying I'd rather face the Nazis than the Bell Witch, which I guess would be like an equivalent. Okay. The activity finally faded in 1821, but the legend lived on. To this day, people in Adams speak of the Bell Witch, and the cave on the family's property has become a place of pilgrimage. Whether it was the spirit of a woman named Kate, a demon, or something else entirely, the Bell Witch remains a chilling reminder of a haunting with a voice, a will, and a deadly vendetta. So what is not in here that is in the movie, and I do not know factually whether or not this part was true or if this was just...
Oh, the father and the daughter, you're saying?
Yeah, like I don't know if it was the movie...
Yeah, taking liberties.
Liberties to kind of try to explain what might have been happening.
Yeah.
So in the movie, we come to find out that she was having this haunting because of the trauma she was receiving from her father.
Mm.
So
I feel like I've seen this.
I know. I remember when American Haunting came out. I remember that as a title. I don't know if I watched it. I don't like the puritanical stuff freaks me out. Just like that era in general terrifies me. That early settlers lifestyle. I guess that's like during Salem witch trials kind of. What's that fucking book we had to read? It starts with a
Don't look
C.
at me.
The something.
Scarlet Letter?
It's one word. Charlotte letter? Like the letter written to Charlotte?
Charlotte's letter.
The Crucible is what I was trying to think of. Not the Scarlet Letter or the Charlotte Letter. The Crucible happens. Like Puritan.
Trying to make the C work.
Yep.
Oh my god.
No, I knew it was like an odd word to pronounce, the Crucible. That time just of like the crazy, very prude, puritanical, very cloistered religion, and women shall not speak, show ankle, like
The Village.
Is
I love that's a movie I actually really like.
I rewatched that recently.
Yeah. I love that one, but I think you should watch it. I'm so curious to know what your thoughts and feelings are about
Yeah.
An American Haunting, because it's one that really stuck with me and freaked me out.
Yeah.
And I remember for a while it was like anything to do with like exorcisms.
Mm-hmm.
I was
The
like,
demon
I
stuff is
can't
always
do
weird.
it.
It freaked me out. Anything
Yeah.
with demons has
Took
settled
me a
me.
while. I don't think it was 10 years. It was probably like 5 years, but it took me a little bit before I could start watching again.
Did either of you watch the Mike Flanagan Midnight Mass
Mm-mm.
Yes.
on
Oh,
Netflix? It's so, but it like that one truly terrified me because of
yeah.
the tie to the church.
Yeah.
Did you not watch Haunting on Hill House?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, it's the same. He's done like 4 of
Creator?
them. Yeah, Mike Flanagan. And it's about this town. You'll just have to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, our final story
It's time to move on to Tilley Bend.
is a bit closer to home. So, not far from where we are this very evening. What do you mean? Did you fucking
I thought you
touch him?
No, I didn't. I didn't. Pinky promise. Pinky fucking promise.
I
You
I
heard it
haven't touched
here.
him.
You heard it here first, guys.
Pinky.
Pinky promise.
I did not touch him.
We
This is
brought
the second time.
okay. Mel brought Buster on this trip. We've been experimenting to see if he would move.
For those who don't know who Buster is, if you watch our first
First,
Rosé
yeah.
readings and bear through the audio, I give my closest thing I have to a haunting story, which is basically this old mug, like a Williamsburg mug, that's in the shape of a Revolutionary War soldier. But we use it as like a pen cup. He has like a front and a back to him. He's like a face. And he was my grandmother's, and they called him Buster because he looked like my granddaddy's buddy. And I would notice that sometimes Buster would be deliberately facing the corner when I would come home. And it was be particularly if I was sneaking home after a party or had done something kind of bad. And my grandmother was my roommate, kind of. She lived next to me and called me her roommate and everything. So we were very close. So after she passed, we got Buster. And I had kind of like noticed it and never really thought anything of it other than, why is Buster facing the corner? And we would just turn him around. And then years later, my dad brought up, well, I'm pretty sure that grandmommies will turn Buster around when she thinks that I've done something wrong. And I was like, wait, you noticed that too? So anyway, Buster is like my haunted object, I guess, which I didn't know was a thing really. And my grandmother was a very funny woman, so I can kind of see her doing that to be funny. So I went and got him from my parents' house, and I put him on a shelf in my house, and my husband and I have been like, okay, we're going to take a picture of him, and if he ever moves. So I brought him up here, packed him up, wrapped him in bubble wrap, and we brought him up here, and we've put him in the corner by the stove, facing out. Earlier today, we posted on the story, he was turned the other way. And I had picked him up to look at the bottom when we were drinking coffee this morning, but there's no way I would have turned him backwards. So we were like, okay,
Yeah,
let's...
we had just been looking at him. So I was like, I thought that I did not know what Mel was talking about. She's like, you did this. And I was like, what are you talking about?
It's funny because I do the
What?
same thing at home with Wright. I'm like, are you fucking with me? Are you fucking with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're like, no. So Buster was facing the other way, and you see the back of his little ponytail. So Charlie took a video, and we turned it back around, and then we went downtown. We went to a little antique shop, and literally we went into like 2 stores.
Yes.
And the first store we went into, there was another, it wasn't Buster, but it was a beefeater, like an English beefeater. And there was only one of them, and it was made by the same company. And I was like, oh my God, what are the odds that like
They
this
have
is
the same
here?
exact thing.
This is like a buddy of Buster.
And Buster looks like he's from like the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
And the one we found looks like he's like William Shakespeare or something.
Yeah. Well, he's a beefeater, like a
He's got
yowman.
the, like,
Yeah, he's a
the
yowman.
collar.
So I got him. Had to get a buddy for that. We haven't named him yet. He's wrapped up in there. But we came back, and we were setting up out here, and Lauren goes in there.
Yeah.
I haven't looked yet.
He's like sideways. He's not completely
I
turned
thought
around.
Lauren was joking. I thought she was just trying to like fuck with us, and because I'm pregnant, I was like, I'm not getting up. I was like, go take a picture.
Yeah.
But I just had to get up to get water, and I saw
I
it. So I
have
was
not
like,
even
what the
been in
hell?
there
Yeah.
to, like, Lauren heated some food up.
Yeah.
Maybe she
Stove.
got a message for us. Should we try to talk to Grandmommy?
That's so funny.
Like, find out, like, Grandmommy, why do you keep moving, Buster?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Oh my God, let's do it.
Okay, so we'll tell our final story, but we'll have to get a picture. You'll have to update our story and be like, okay. And I swear,
Yeah.
I
swear?
think he promised.
I feel like this is like when your kid and you're doing the Ouija board and everybody's like, I didn't move the planchette. I'm like, one of you fuckers is lying.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I have no energy to even like get up. Like,
Well, we need to reset him.
Oh, I didn't touch him. I just looked at him.
Should I go in there and reset him?
Yeah.
And then I'll read the story.
And then we'll put spooky intermission
Yeah,
music here.
spooky and
We're taking a pause, a brief little spell. No spooky secrets, no ghost tales to tell. A moment to breathe, to sip, to unwind. The ectoplasmic dramas left behind. Oh, hold that thought, don't run away. The ghouls will haunt another day. Just a little break, a haunting refrain. Then back to the eerie will entertain.
Because PlancheTina demands it.
All right, and now for a bit of a local legend. So not far from where we sit tonight, in the Blue Ridge Mountains, lies one of Georgia's most talked about haunted churches, the Tilley Bend Baptist Church. The church itself is old. It was founded in the 1800s, standing with a graveyard tucked against the hillside. It looks peaceful, but locals whisper of something far darker. The legends speak of family feuds and tragedy. Some say a witch was buried on the land, cursed to linger forever. Others say the church was the site of conflict that left restless spirits in its wake. Whatever the truth, people agree, the cemetery does not rest easy. Visitors tell of strange sounds, the unmistakable crying of infants when no children are near. Some say if you leave toys on certain graves, you'll hear laughter in the dark, or find the toys moved the next morning. The most chilling sightings are of a woman's figure beneath the great tree in the graveyard. She's seen weeping, waiting, sometimes staring at those who dare to linger. I'm really glad we didn't read this earlier.
Yeah.
One of the more chilling tales involves a large tree standing inside the graveyard. Under it lies the weathered headstone of Elizabeth Jane Tilley Bradley. There is a lore that the headstone once faced a different direction, that something about its posture under the tree unsettles those who visit.
We saw that.
Oh,
one.
was that the one that was like hand drawn?
The one that was leaning against the tree.
No, the big tree in the middle.
I don't remember.
Remember I went up to the tree and I was like, there's something about this tree.
No.
Okay, continue reading. I'm pulling up my pictures.
Your video. People report more than just eerie visuals. Some claim they have heard children or infants crying among the gravestone. Others say a woman's ghost has been seen standing under the hanging tree. A male spirit is said to walk inside the church itself, footsteps echoing with no one there. Some visitors believe that if you bring baby toys to the cemetery, you'll hear giggling or sense play in the shadows. There is folklore of the Blue Ridge Witch, or the Tilley Bend Witch, tying tales of family feuds, tragedy, curses, and legends of betrayal between families. Hold on. So in the 1750s, there were Creek Indians living in the southern region of the Appalachian Mountains. White settlers from North Carolina moved alongside the Creek settlement, and the two had a peaceful coexistence. According to census records, they began to intermarry, and when the Cherokee came in and forced the Creeks out, the white settlers and their Creek spouses stayed in the area. Late in the 1800s, Elizabeth Jane Tilley Bradley lived with her husband, Jason Bradley, and 8 children in the Tilley Bend area.
8, the number, not that they ate children.
Yes.
I
mean, I felt like that was...
Like,
My mind. She's like,
I said she lived with her husband and 8 children.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. She lived with her husband and 8 children.
We're just talking about the Bell Witch and that lady who's eating livers.
Right, okay. All right. No, 8 the number. One more than 7. And they lived in the Tilley Bend area.
I like how you didn't realize it and you
Until I
repeated
said it. So Elizabeth served as a healer in her community. The Tilley family and the Stanley family became involved in a feud during the early 1900s. One Sunday morning, while the Tilleys were at the Tilley Bend Church, the Stanley men shot into the church and killed Elizabeth's oldest daughter and several other Tilleys that were in attendance.
I remember seeing this Stanley headstones in there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In retribution, the Tilleys gathered up men and raided the Stanley settlement while they slept. Elizabeth's pregnant daughter, who was married to a Stanley, was so devastated after seeing her husband killed, she and the baby died in childbirth. After losing both her daughters and her grandchild, Elizabeth was grief-stricken and cursed both settlements, saying no child would be born and live to either family, and that's exactly what happened the following year. Folks started whispering about her being a witch. A mob formed and took her from the Tilley village and hung her from the tree in the middle of the cemetery.
Oh my gosh.
When the babies kept dying the next year, they hung her sister-in-law, Mary, thinking Elizabeth had inhabited her body. This is Elizabeth and Jason, her husband.
I want to go back now that I know these things.
I know. Well, we will.
So wait, she was she hung from that tree
And her sister.
where the bench is?
Yeah, it's like a Hatfield McCoy's kind of.
Rivalry.
So people have visited a lot of times. Elizabeth's tombstone is no longer there. It was removed in the mid-2000s. The tree in the middle of the graveyard obviously still stands. So this is a person's like account of Tilley Bend and their research. This person was searching for their great-great-grandmother's grave and ended up in Tilley Bend Cemetery. At this time, the church only had services on decoration once a year. Church building was very old, but still in fair condition. There are no glass windows, only wooden shutters. That's still the case. Very common in the days before air conditioning. The doors to the church is what I remember most about this old country church. There was, in both of the old doors, what appeared to be like someone had shot the doors with a rifle of some sort, which we'll have to go back and look.
If there's like bullet holes.
Because I read that somewhere else too.
Like, that's not surprising though.
Yeah, first impression was that someone had done this out of pure meanness, but he proceeded to walk around the side of the church and walked up and peered through one of the cracks between the shutters. Of course, with the shutters closed, there being no windows, it's very dark. You can make out the old homemade church pews and the pulpit. There's high ceilings with rafters. Yes, the church is old, and the welcome sign out front says it's established in 1858. After you look there, he headed up to the cemetery. Notice there were a lot of field stones marking graves, which is not unusual for very old graveyards. Right in the center, there's a very large oak tree. It's actually a cedar tree. The only tree that is in this graveyard. I started looking around as the grave markers. To my surprise, her grave was also in the center of the graveyard, and her grave was the only one under the oak tree. The name on her marker is Elizabeth, so I'm looking at this graveyard thinking it looked as if no one wanted to be anywhere near her grave. I then wrote the information from her marker down, and that's when I noticed the head of her grave was facing west, which is very odd because all of the people here bury the dead facing the east because the Lord will return in the eastern sky. I finished getting the information and I caught a glimpse of someone out of the corner of my eye. I did not hear a car come down the dirt road, and there are no houses close by. I turned very quick to see who it was, and there was no one. I laughed at myself, thinking, yeah, I'm jumping at my own shadow. You see, I didn't believe in ghosts, but I did believe in mean people. As I started back down the hill, I noticed another grave, Mary. The birth date was the same as Elizabeth. They both died on October 26th. Elizabeth died 1905, Mary died 1906. I thought, boy, somebody messed up on those dates. I reached my car at the foot of the hill, and as I got in and looked back up towards the cemetery and the tree, I saw what appeared to be a woman. Her dress was long and black. She had on a hat that I can only describe as a granny bonnet. I thought, you've got to be kidding. Then it looked as if she stepped back behind the tree. I was curious, so I went about halfway back up the hill and shouted, hello? Of course, there was no answer, so I walked all the way back to the tree, and there was no one there. I hurried back to the car and left. A couple of weeks later, my grandfather asked me if I went to his great-mother's grave, maybe grandmother. I told him I had, and I asked why her grave was facing the west. My grandfather said, well, she was a witch. I laughed and said, really, Grandpa, why was her grave turned around? He went on to tell me this. She was Creek and also a witch doctor for the Creek Indians. The whole settlement was afraid of her. Now she had a daughter to marry a Tilley and another daughter to marry a Stanley. There had been a family feud between the Tilleys and the Stanleys, so the two sisters became enemies because of their husband. The feud escalated, and on Sunday morning, the Stanleys went to Tilley Church and started shooting through the doors of the church, killing the preacher, he was a Tilley, and several others in the church, including the one sister who married a Tilley.
We saw the grave of
Tilley's and Stanley's.
Yeah.
No, but remember there was the one grave that said like that it was the husband. It said wife of George, and then it was George.
Oh, and he was a preacher.
Yeah, it said
Of the
he
church.
was a preacher of the church, but I think his last name was Garland.
Oh, it may have been.
Yeah.
I bet there are a few preachers buried
Yeah.
there. Now, the Tilleys did not let this go, and one night they went to Stanley Gap and killed some of the men while they were asleep. Now, the sister that married a Stanley, her husband was killed that night. A few months later, she died having a baby. Elizabeth Bradley vowed revenge on both Tilley's and Stanley's for the death of her 2 daughters. After that, every baby born to the Tilleys and Stanleys died at birth. I said, come to think of it, there were a lot of little baby graves. Rows of them, my grandpa said. Well, after a year of this, the Tilleys went to Elizabeth Bradley's house and got her. She was then taken to the center of Tilley graveyard and hung from the old tree. They cut her down and buried her right where she fell. Right before they hung her, she told them she would come back. Now, after a few months, the little babies started dying, all at birth. People in the Tilley settlement started claiming the witch had come back and had taken up residence in the very old and mean woman, Elizabeth Bradley's sister-in-law, Mary. So on the anniversary of Elizabeth Bradley's hanging, the men went and got Mary Tilley Bradley. They hung her from the same tree. They would not bury her facing west because she was, after all, not at fault because the witch came back through her and she was a Tilley. I said, Grandpa, that didn't really happen. He said, you saw the graves and I'm telling you it did happen. And the older folk here will tell you that it's true, he said. And I'll tell you something else that's true. I saw one of them witches one time when I was a small boy. My grandpa went on to say that when he was about 9 years old, he went to decoration at Tilley, and he described the very same woman that I had seen. This happened 40 years ago, and my grandpa has been gone for many years now. I've seen a tintype old picture of Elizabeth Bradley, and I've also seen Elizabeth Bradley at Tilley Bend. I have kept a record, and I have seen her 8 times in the last 40 years. There have been 2 occasions that I have heard a little baby crying as I walk up the hill. Of course, it quits when I get to the tree. Strange how one would think you only see ghosts at night. I have only seen her in the daytime. Of course, I don't go there at night, and I never will.
Oh my God.
So he's a descendant of her.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
So some like creepy little extras if we were brave enough to go there, but I don't think I'm brave enough to go
No,
there.
I don't think
I
I'm like.
really don't. I'm now. I don't know that I'm brave enough to go there in the daytime again. We'll go in the daytime
Yeah.
now that we know a little more.
I know, but if we see her during the day, I'm scared.
I know.
I'm way too scared to go at night.
No, there's no way I would go at night now that I know.
All right, so witnesses report hearing children crying in the dead of night among the graves. Disembodied voices or whispers, shadowy figures, especially of a woman in white, presumed to be Elizabeth or Mary Bradley. But he said he saw a woman in all black.
Yeah.
So I wonder if one is Mary, the woman in white is Mary, and the woman in black is Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Some report strange lights in the cemetery at night, and then the bullet holes in the church from the... We'll have to go back and check that. So I have a list of things for us to try tomorrow, because we're too chicken to do it at night.
Yeah.
No, we're definitely doing it during the day.
All right, shadow people. That is it for part 1 of Rosé and Readings.
Thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow, we're going to hear some tales from the shadows.
But you won't hear it tomorrow in your time.
No. Tomorrow during the day, we're going to do a little bit of this. And Charlie's also going to tell us about her experience at the Winchester Mystery House.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll get some tea.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe we will go and visit
The cemetery.
the cemetery.
Le cemetery.
Yeah, with our equipment.
Yeah, during the
So-
day. Because we're
wait,
just... All right, don't forget to rate, review,
Yeah.
and subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, be sure to go ahead and give us a 5-star review and subscribe and share with your friends. If you want to send in your own shadow tale to be read aloud on this show, visit paranormalplayback.com/#
Shadow Tales.
Shadow Tales, Shadow Tales.
Or call into our spirit line at 404-981-4533.
Is that right? 981?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's our number. Lauren's right. Also, you can find it in our link in bio on our social channels. So thank you for joining us on this Appalachia version.
This late night spooky Appalachian
Late night
tale.
spooky sesh. So until next time,
Hopefully we won't be murdered by an axe murderer in the middle of the night in these spooky woods.
I'd have to chop through a lot of wood to get to us.
We have security systems.
Called Nash.
Yeah. Until next time.
See you in the shadows. Bye.
Bye.
Rosé and readings under the moonlight, tarot and laughter in the witching night. Spooky but sassy, the vibe's just right. Char, and Lauren make the dark so bright.